Time now for the STOHD.com Diamond in the Rough, and it's Scrappers lefty Daniel Jimenez. STOHD.com's Tony Lastoria says the 23rd round pick in the 09 draft has a standard 3-pitch mix, includes a fastball that sits at 88 to 91, has a nice frame to handle a heavy workload. If he makes strides with the refinement of his pitches and mechanics, he does have some real potential.
Yeah, he does, and I've seen this kid pitch so far. He looks a lot like myself, not an overpowering lefty, but has a good idea of how to work the fastball. It'll be interesting to see how he moves up in the system.
Yeah, definitely a player to watch. Read more about Indians prospects every week on Minor Happenings on STOHD.com and also in Tony's book listing the 100 top Tribe prospects. Welcome back to Minor League Magazine. The last few years, our next subject here has helped out the Indians bullpen. Now he's a manager in Mahoning Valley. Seems to see everybody that comes across, they love him. Dave Wallace was down there, and Jason Stanford had a chance to catch up with him.
We're joined now by first-year Mahoning Valley Scrappers manager Dave Wallace. Dave, it's great to have you here. A great experience for you to come down here and teach your knowledge to the youth of the Indians organization. Take us through the transition of where you were last year and where you are now.
Well, last year I was up in Cleveland helping Manny and his staff out, catching in the bullpen, and really when I stopped playing after 08, getting the opportunity to go spend 2 years in Cleveland, first year in 09 under Eric Wedge and his staff, and then last year with Manny, was just a great experience, transition role for me going from playing into coaching, and then this year getting the opportunity to do a catching coordinator gig and then also to come here and manage it's an invaluable experience.
Well, you look at it now, you're with Mahoning Valley, one of the lowest levels for the Indians organization, and ultimately I know that you want to build your resume and continue to work up. But the boys that you have here this year, it's a unique group because you have new signees from this year's draft class of 2011, you have guys from last year, you have Latin American players. How, as a manager, have you been able to transition those guys to play together?
Well, I'll tell you what, Stanley, so far I haven't had to do much. We got a great group here. It's been very impressive. I've been very impressed with the guys that have come in that we've signed. A very mature group, very professional group, and then the guys that have been in our organization for a year or two have been great in welcoming those players to our organization, doing whatever they need to do, answering questions, helping those guys feel comfortable as they get their pro career started, because I know they all understand what it's like to be in that role. It can be a little uncomfortable, a lot of stuff going on, just getting drafted and all that. So our guys have been just, first class, and I've been really proud of them so far.
Your expectations this year as a first-year manager, you come down, Mahoning Valley's had some good success. They've been with the Indians organization for a long time now. Personally for you, what are you trying to accomplish this year, from your standpoint?
Well, it's pretty easy. We talked about it in our clubhouse before our first game. I said we have one goal each and every day, and that's to walk out better than when we walked in. Yes, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to win every game. We're going to fight and play hard and hopefully end up in the playoffs and win the New York Penn League Championship. But first and foremost, each and every day, we want to get better. And we want to keep that kind of big picture perspective and realize the goal is to one day play in Cleveland and help the Indians win a World Series.
Dave, being a former catcher now with the Indians organization, you have two high draft picks, highly touted catchers right now in Alex Savinsky and Jake Lowry. Describe those two, their similarities, their differences, and what you expect, for them to transition in from high school ball and college baseball into pro ball.
Yeah, well, what a huge advantage for me to come in here my first year and have those two guys. Both the Alex Levinsky and Lowry, what I like most about them is their leadership qualities, their leadership abilities. As a catcher, it's the one position on the field where everybody else is looking at you, and we want a guy that is under control and command of the game, and both of those guys have those leadership qualities. But right now, we're preaching to these guys, it's a process. Stuff is not going to happen overnight. Each has their little areas, that we're working on right now defensively to improve, that'll play up at the higher levels. They both are extremely hard workers, which is, a great advantage for them. and both have bright futures.
A lot of times it seems like the former catchers, they see everything, so they have a great opportunity to manage. You're a manager now, you're going to work your way up. You see at the big league level how many catchers are managers now. Is that something that you can envision, and if so, how do you take your talents on the field and work them up?
Well, yes, the goal right now, I've got it stored in the back of my head, but you know, after the playing days were over, the dream went from playing in the big leagues to managing in the big leagues. But I kind of put that, you know, in the back. I store it back there in the back of my head and make sure that my immediate focus is here, you know, in the day-to-day operations here with the Scrappers. You know, as a catcher, I think it just naturally helps you to see a lot of stuff that goes on the field that maybe another position might not see. Not that I see everything. That is definitely not the case. And fortunately for me, we have great staff, not only here, but you know, in the whole Indians organization, player development, Johnny Gorel, Tom Wiedenbauer, that are able to come and help me, and then to be able to lean on the Travis Frymans, Mike Sarbaughs, Chris Trimmies, and Aaron Holberts, Teddy Kubiak, it's just very valuable.
Well, Dave, I appreciate your time. Awesome interview. You know, I wish you the best of luck, bud, and continue your career.
Thanks, Danny.
All right, there's Dave Wallace, a managerial prospect to watch, Jason. Guy that caught you some at AA Akron.
Yeah, he did. He caught me at AA Akron. He also caught me in AAA in Buffalo. Awesome guy. I mean, he is by far one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet on the field. But this guy has a clue. I mean, he gets it. He went to Vanderbilt. He was a quarterback at Vanderbilt. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he sure does. All right, more still to come here with Indians Minor League Magazine. Hope that you stick around because we have a full show for you as usual. You know, there's expectations. Michael Goodnight have many good nights on his road to the majors. You'll meet him next on Indians Minor League Magazine.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up.